What's going on, everybody? Sean Highkin here with you from Odds Checker, just getting you set up for tonight's slate of NBA games. That's Friday, January 22nd. There have been a lot of games today that have been just pushed back because of COVID and contact tracing, but there's still a lot of really good games on the schedule tonight. So here's a handful of picks that I like. First, for the Rockets and the Pistons, the two favorites to be the leading scorer in this game are Victor Oladipo at plus 155 and Jeremy Grant at plus 135. Either of those, I think, is a pretty reasonable pick, but I like the value a little bit better on Oladipo plus 155. He had 32 in his debut, 22 in his next game with the Rockets since the trade, so he's starting to get comfortable. So I think that Oladipo's the pick that I like, but I think either of those two you probably can't really go wrong with. And the Nets and the Cavs, obviously, this is going to be one of the most intriguing games of the night just because everybody's still wants to see what the big three, the Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, James Harden trio in Brooklyn is going to look like. They made their debut in the first game of this series against the Cavs with a double overtime game. Cleveland ended up pulling it out. This game, you can get the over on total points of 228.5. You can get the over actually at plus 102 at 888 Sport. I feel like getting positive value on the over on a Nets game, they score a lot of points and they can't defend anybody, so that's, pretty open and shut there. And, especially if Colin Sexton has another game like he had the other night, I think they're going to score a lot of points on both sides in this game. So I think the over is what I like there. The Celtics and the Sixers, this is going to be an interesting one also. The last game, I got this pick right. I picked, in my last video, I picked Joel Embiid to be the leading scorer in that game, and he was. But with this one, I'm going to go a little bit of a different direction. I think the Celtics are going to win just because Philly won the last game in these two-game series. It's hard, especially with two teams that are both really good, like the Celtics and the Sixers are. It's not like it's a lopsided matchup. I think generally those kinds of series just go, one game in one direction, one game in the other. Jaylen Brown, who also had a huge game in the last game, there's a bet you can do on FanDuel for plus 800, which I just love. That's great value there. For the Celtics to win and Jaylen Brown to have 30 or more points, which if you think the Celtics are going to win because of the two-game series thing and just the Celtics are looking really good now that they've got some more guys back, and Jaylen Brown, with Jason Tatum out right now because he's still in the health and safety protocols, if they're going to win this game, he's going to have to score a lot of points. And so plus 800, I think, is just incredible value there. The Mavs and the Spurs, there's a parlay, a player prop parlay on MGM that I like at plus 200 where Luka Doncic gets 10 or more assists and Kristaps Porzingis gets 2 or more blocks. And these are both things, Porzingis has played a handful of games since he came back from his knee surgery. He's had 2 blocks in all but their most recent game. He only had 1 block in that one, but he's been pretty reliably getting 2 blocks, and Luka is averaging just a hair under 10 assists a game, but he's had a couple of huge assist performances lately, so the fact that you can get both of them together at plus 200, I think that's pretty good. So that's maybe what I would go with there. Now, the Knicks and the Kings, one of the late games. This is my last pick of the night. For some reason, the Knicks are underdogs. I know they are on the road. It's a back-to-back. They just beat the Warriors. But the Kings are terrible. The Kings have been awful lately. They just got blown out by the Clippers. They can't defend anybody. The Knicks, you can get the Knicks money line at plus 150 right now. So I would just take the Knicks to win this game. I know they're on a back-to-back, but the Kings are terrible, and the Knicks have been playing well. So those are the picks that I like for this Friday night. This has been Sean Highkin.